Welcome to our Incident Prevention Talk. My name is Jason Smith. I'm an account executive here at White Hack Labs, and today we are going to talk about DNS cache poisoning attack through IP fragmentation. We highly recommend that you watch our previous talk about the Kaminsky attack to fully understand the information that we are presenting here today. IP fragmentation attack was first presented as a concept in 2012 and articulated in detail in 2013. A recent paper by Marcus Brandt published in 2018 describes how IP fragmentation attack on DNS could be used to issue fraudulent SSL certificates signed by legitimate certificate authorities without certificate authorities' authorization or knowledge. In this talk, we're going to describe this attack in detail. Fragmentation is a term given to a process of breaking down an IP datagram into smaller packets to be transmitted over different types of network media and then reassemble them at the destination. Network media like network routers, Wi-Fi adapters set maximum transition unit or MTU value for each path on the network. MTU sets the limit on the length of the packet. Any packet exceeding MTU must be split into fragments. Turns out that path MTU value between DNS authority and DNS resolver can be set by an external attacker who would send crafted ICMP packets towards the DNS authority to set the path MTU value to the minimum allowed by the authority's operating system. After that, attacker would verify that path MTU value between DNS authority and resolver was successfully set by sending an IP route query to the DNS authority. Attacker would then fragment legitimate DNS response received previously from the DNS authority into smaller fragments based on new MTU and calculate the checksum of the second fragmented packet that contains answer to the DNS query. Attacker would then craft a second fragment with fabricated answer with the same packet checksum as the second fragment of the legitimate response. Finally, attacker would send a DNS query for bankofallen.com to the victim's DNS resolver for it to be forwarded from the DNS resolver to the DNS authority. Afterward, attacker would send fabricated second fragment to DNS resolver with an answer to the query for it to be stored in the DNS resolver's cache. When DNS authority responds, the response needs to be fragmented in accordance with the new path MTU between authority and resolver. After fragmentation, the first fragment of the response arrives to DNS resolver and gets reassembled with the second fabricated fragment previously stored in the cache. The response is then forwarded to the victim to incorrectly resolve the domain name to the attacker's IP address contained in the fabricated answer supplied by the attacker. When the victim browses to bankofallen.com, it gets presented with attacker's credential collection page that looks exactly the same as Bank of Allen. DNS cache poisoning through IP fragmentation can also be used to obtain password reset emails by spoofing DNS of email servers. It can also be used to issue legitimate certificates of domain names the signing authority has no knowledge about. If you would like to learn more about DNS attacks, or if you need to verify that your organization can stand against a cyber attack involving DNS cache poisoning, please do not hesitate to contact.